Good day, YouTubers. Piers Morgan goes over the 17 lies that he claims Meghan Markle told in the Oprah interview. Piers, 56, said, "She is a delusional actress who wants to make millions off the royals while trashing the family." Here are the 17 claims. The royal wedding took place 3 days earlier. Okay, this has been proven not to have occurred, and the Archbishop of Canterbury came out with a statement saying they were not married in the garden privately, and he further said, "I would have committed a serious criminal offense if I signed the marriage paper on the date of the Windsor wedding, if they had married prior to that." 2. Archie wasn't allowed to be a prince. Meghan claims that the royal family refused Archie's birthright to be a prince after concerns and conversations about how dark his skin would be. The boy is very red-haired and freckled. However, and this is just a falsehood. According to royal protocol, Archie is not in the line of succession yet. Archie will receive a title when Prince Charles takes the throne. So the children and the grandchildren receive titles when of the monarch. Okay, he's not a child or a grandchild yet. He's a great-grandchild. King George V issued a writ in 1917 that only royal offspring who are in direct line of succession can be made prince or princess and receive HRH titles. So this is exactly straight according to protocol. Meghan never looked Harry up online. Come on, man. Nobody believes that. Nobody believes that she never looked him up and didn't do any research into the monarchy. We have film of Meghan as a child pretending to be the queen and making everyone bow to her, and we have pictures of Meghan with her friend at Buckingham Palace posing in front of the palace. Meghan had also known Princess Eugenie for several years before meeting Harry. An old school friend, Nanaki Pretty, said Meg was fascinated by both the royal family and Princess Diana. So in addition to the film and the photographs, we have oral testimony of someone who knows. Meghan hadn't seen her sister for almost 20 years. Meghan dismissed her estranged half-sister Samantha by saying she had not seen her for at least 18 or 19 years. A photograph shows Meghan smiling with her arm around Samantha at her graduation in 2008. I know that picture. TV wasn't ever part of the plan. Meghan agreed when Harry said working with TV companies such as streaming giant Netflix. Okay, they just keep repeating themselves. Okay, so they were speaking to Quibi video streaming as early as 2019. So before she entered the palace, she was talking to a streaming service. They ended up with Netflix. Meghan's passport was taken from her. Okay, she just was completely unable to leave. She was like a prisoner in the palace. Poor little rich girl. Okay, so, but she must have had her passport because they went on 13 holidays together, including Ibiza, Nice, and Amsterdam. I've been to Nice. Nice is very nice. I've actually walked the spot where the crazed truck terrorist mowed people down, and I had sort of a psychic flash when I walked through that area. I ended up running through that area, and so I was there like 10 years before that happened. Silent or silenced? Meghan claims she was silenced by the royal family. She went on 73 public appearances as a working royal. Meghan is the most outspoken royal ever. She came out very strongly in terms of Irish abortion. Okay, it's too much trouble to get on the train and cross over into England to get your abortion. You have to have it free and available in Ireland. This is how we're going to destroy Western society. The papers withheld her story on her dad to cause maximum harm. Meghan claimed the Mail on Sunday withheld a story on her father Thomas, setting up the fake paparazzi pics for a month. She said the paper only published those images in its edition closest to her wedding. In fact, the newspaper was working on the story for several weeks and only chose to publish it 24 hours after securing final CCTV proof. this is the pot calling the kettle black. Okay, Meghan is always holding up information, and then whenever any royal has an announcement, she always posts her information, whatever it is. She always posts her announcement to upstage the other royal. This is all Meghan does, and she's accusing the Daily Mail of doing this. The press created drama over Thomas Markle. No, Meghan created all the drama. That letter to her father was a complete burn letter, and it was, I'm completely right and you're completely wrong, Daddy, and this is how you've hurt me. She was getting her truth out there. Security was taken away. Meghan said security was removed from her, Harry and Archie, despite fears for their safety. Okay, so now she's announcing that they don't have security, which makes it more dangerous. When they quit their royal duties, they lost their internationally protected person status. Okay, they're not working royals. They can't have royal security. Senior royals do not get taxpayer-funded 24/7 security if they're working royals. She's asking for special privileges. The press team didn't defend her. Journalists are saying that many things were kept out of the newspaper when her press team said they were untrue. Her press team lodged 2 IPSO complaints, winning one and losing the other. So she did win one of her court cases against the Daily Mail, and the judge became a lord. And there's nothing strange about that, apparently. She was banned from lunching with pals. The newspapers turned down many paparazzi photos of Meghan out of the confines of the palace. Royal author Andrew Morton describes how Meghan was often seen walking to Whole Foods supermarket on Kensington High Street. I think she was trying to get paparazzi pics of herself in the paper. And I remember that she went to like a New Age shop, and they did put that out. No training on how to be royal. Like all members of the royal family, Meghan was sent on SAS training to deal with potential kidnapping. That's learning how to escape a kidnapper. Finding Freedom revealed she was also given informal training on royal life, including exiting cars in a skirt and curtsying. So Finding Freedom these are her journals that she wrote and handed off to Omid Scobie. And then because Omid Scobie is not a good enough writer, they got Carolyn Durand involved. And I think Carolyn has a better reputation as a stronger writer. Otherwise, it would have just been Omid Scobie, which is really just Meghan's writing. If you just read it, Finding Freedom is a superlative about, a 5-star rating about Meghan Markle. And that's what Finding Freedom is. Holiday parties with the Paps. Meghan described cozy tabloid holiday parties, which she claimed were held between royals and press. These parties don't exist. Okay, so I was in an industry with the government where they would give us some nice parties because there was some money there, and then that money dried up because of regulations. Concerns over Archie's skin color. This is the most damaging claim, that there were allegations of conversations and concerns about the color of Archie's skin. Princess Anne has been fingered for this, and they didn't name anybody. They wanted to leave it as open as possible so that there would be as much speculation and drama as possible. Another thing is Meghan claims that she was ignored. She was very depressed and suicidal, and she was ignored when she asked for help. This, again, is just absurd. Harry very famously runs several mental health charities. He's on the board, so he knows all the top mental health people, and he's been in under psychological or in counseling for many years. He could just simply say to Meghan, you can go to my counselor, or I'll call my counselor, and my counselor will recommend someone for you. Meghan says she went to HR, Human Resources, for support rather than the royals. And she said that the royals said it would be embarrassing if Meghan needed psychological help. And that's just nonsense. Kate made Meghan cry. Okay. The original story is that Meghan made Kate cry. I believe that Meghan was a bridezilla, absolutely. And there's the emerald tiara where she was demanding the use of the emerald tiara, and the queen said, "I will give Meghan what I choose. Meghan does not choose." Okay, and Eugenie, I think it's Eugenie, got to wear the emerald tiara, and I think that was a swipe at Meghan. But Harry at that time said, "What Meghan wants, Meghan gets." So Meghan is clearly a bridezilla. All the help around her is always quitting. I forget the numbers, but they've recently gone through how many people quit. The other thing I want to mention is that Piers Morgan is claiming that the royal family has reached out to thank him for his attacks on Meghan. Quote, "I've had some messages communicated to me on behalf of several members of the royal family," he told Billy Bush, one of several U.S. interviews he's given since quitting Good Morning Britain. "I'm not going to go into who it was, but it was gratitude that someone was standing up. Love Piers. I hope he reappears. I hope Piers reappears on television very soon." Good day, YouTubers. Welcome back to my channel. Time for a spot of royalty. So that's a lot of mistruths and lies that we heard, all from the Oprah interview. I'm really kind of wondering how this is turning out for Meghan. You know, is she winning in the court of public opinion? But that's the next question. So, was Piers correct? The first question I want to ask is, was Piers Morgan correct in refusing to apologize? Because what he said, Piers Morgan said, "I don't believe a word that Meghan Markle said in the interview. I wouldn't believe her if she read me the weather report." Meghan herself went to the regulatory body and to the top people at ITV and got him fired. Now, Sharon, it's typical that these people who offend others, because he didn't say anything untrue, he offended Meghan. Meghan felt offended, so she personally intervened and had him fired. Now, Sharon Osbourne, a personal friend of Piers, she defended Piers on The Talk, where she was for 9 years. She was one of these key people. She's 70 years old. I'm also wondering if she's going to reappear on television, because 70 is pretty old. Can be, but she's looking great. She's looking vigorous, healthy, clear mind, sharp. You know, she looks good. I mean, you can be very ill at 50, or you can be sharp as a tack and strong at 70. It just depends on the person. So was Piers correct to refuse to apologize? Because Sharon Osbourne apologized and she got fired anyway. And she didn't do anything wrong. She was accused of defending Piers. So it's debatable. Other people will say she did something wrong, but her opinion was unpopular. That's cancel culture. So did Piers make the better move to refuse to apologize? That's what I want to know. Was it the better move because he refused to apologize? Sharon Osbourne did apologize. She got fired anyway. And I think that's typically what happens. The apology doesn't help. So did Piers make the better choice to not apologize? Very solid cornerstone going forward, and actions on the cornerstone and his future 9-12 conflict. I think he made the better move. Look how solid it is. Okay, 4 diamonds, very solid decision for his future. He took actions that were very solid for his future in the midst of this conflict. This adds 12 3 spades. He's transforming the argument. What springs to mind for me is Robert Downey Jr. No, it was the guy in Master and Commander. I really like him. Russell Crowe. He was accused of attacking somebody with a phone. So the next time he showed up on television, he brought a phone and he acted like he was going to attack people with it. That's what Piers, and he made a joke out of it. And that's what Piers is doing. He's transforming it. He's not shying away from this argument. He is now saying these are the 17 things that are not true. And he just went on Tucker Carlson. I love Tucker Carlson too. He's very highly rated. And Piers Morgan, for his part, as controversial as he is, he tripled the ratings, and he tripled the ratings of that morning show, and they finally beat the BBC, which had the highest rated morning show in Britain. So he raised the bar. He really did good, and their ratings have fallen dramatically now that Piers is gone. And I don't know if you've seen some of the other people. Man, oh man, what a difference Piers makes. Okay, because some of these people are just awful, just awful. They had some other woman with Susanna Reid. Boy, she was awful, and the down ratings, the down thumb ratings on that video were just, she was getting ratioed to death. So nobody liked her. And I'm one of those people who was ratioing that other woman. I don't remember her name. But she was very woke. She was the opposite of Piers. She was very woke. Okay, so Veil Secrets. So he's transforming the situation. Veil Secrets is on the mind. Secrets. Okay. There might be more to come out. There is a fear that more will come out because this is the media and the power is to expose things. So there's a fear that, you know, when you get old and you get sick, okay, or in a career, because we're talking about a career, but when you get old and you get sick, it's never just like one thing. It's a cascade of events. Piers is, of course, worried about a cascade of things coming out to attack him. This is the chance. And you pile on. And more people say this, and it just comes out of the blue. It comes from behind the curtain, you know, and people were waiting for this opportunity. That's what he's afraid of. That's what's on his mind. And that can put him down. Not just this one thing. You have to be pretty small for one thing to get you. So the fact that Sharon Osbourne said one thing that people didn't like, and now she's off the air, means that Sharon Osbourne is a real bit player compared to someone like Piers Morgan, because this is an ouchie for Piers Morgan, but he's still there. He's still an editor at large for the Daily Mail, and he's going to come back on television. We're going to ask about that. What do we have here? Blockage, reacting to this exposure and the blockage. People love Piers. Two hearts. Decisions. It attacks his fan base. Okay, he's reacting to this blockage and it attacks his fan base. It's a very personal attack. Two hearts is very personal. We've got a good smattering of hearts. We've got a good spattering of spades. Two spades, two hearts. Here's another spade. And then structural cards with the diamonds. So this does hurt Piers. He is very worried about more attacks, but this is the most solid decision he could make. Don't apologize. Don't apologize to those people when they accuse you of crazy things. So that's a good lesson for me, because I would probably knuckle under and apologize, but that only makes it worse. So he made the right decision. It's stronger for him not to apologize. Let's look at Meghan. Well, Meghan's over here. Let's look at Piers Morgan, because male energy is here. This is Harry. Piers Morgan and Meghan. Who is winning in the court of public opinion? Is it Piers or is it Meghan? Okay, because the truth be damned. It's not about the truth. This has nothing to do with the truth. Even though I just read you the 17 lies, mistruths, fantasy statements from the Oprah interview, it's not about the truth. It's about public opinion. So who's winning in the court of public opinion? Is it Piers or is it Meghan? Because that's an important question. Piers or Meghan? Oh, interesting. Who's winning the battle for the hearts and minds of the people? Because this is about influencing people. Meghan has a snake over here. That's not good. Piers cards are all red. That's good. These cards are red. We have an executioner and we have a snake. This is brother and sister energy. Very negative cards.
Let's read it. So over here with Piers, outside event, very public, affecting everything. So this outside event affected everything, but it's quite red. 15, 4 clubs. So it's just for now. 4 clubs is four-leaf clover. The four-leaf clover crops up, and if you blink, you'll miss it. So this is what's happening right now. And as soon as the news stream keeps going on, it'll pass and people will forget. So I don't think, this doesn't look dire for Piers. He has to deal with it. It's very public. It's an outside event. It's what's happening right now. People are interested right now. And so we're getting that news article of the 17 lies from the Oprah interview. What's up with Meghan? Things lying underneath the surface. The snake is a very long-term planner. Long into the future, decisions and messages, mustard seed, 6 and 12, 18, 5 diamonds. There's going to be more problems for Meghan in the future. She's got some really bad stuff in underneath, and she's going to have to message correctly. She's got some tough decisions about, you could just point at anything. Her marriage, all these people quitting all around her, finding freedom, who wrote it, and the facts of finding freedom, the 17 mistruths that Meghan told during this one interview. Can you rely on this person? Archie, where is Archie? How come we never see him? How come he changes from an infant to a 3-year-old or a 5-year-old like that? Okay, yeah, they're all Archie. Okay, there's a lot of stuff underlying for Meghan. Whereas this is just one thing for Piers. It's just one thing. It's an outside event. It's one thing. Look how red this is. Look how dark. This is, Piers' side is completely red. Meghan's side is completely dark. So she has more problems coming up. And Piers, once he passes through this fire, he's passed through the fire. He's worried about more. He's got the 7 spades up here because you get them by piling on. Okay, but we're not seeing that. I don't see the pile on Piers. What do we have up here? Home and roses, 7, 2 clubs. People in your environment, and good reputation. So that's like a good reputation, a solid fan base, a good reputation. Man, 2 diamonds, executioner, 26, 28, 7 spades. 7 spades shows up again. So Piers is worried about a plan, the King of Spades is very organized. He's worried about, this is the beginning of an organized attack on him. And that's what he's worried about. But if it's just this one thing, he's going to pass through this fire and he's going to be okay. So definitely more trouble for Meghan, because Meghan is, I personally think Meghan has a tremendous amount of secrets. I think Harry has no secrets. Naked billiards in the Nazi uniform for Halloween. It's all out there for Harry. So what can you do to Harry? Well, new accusations can be made of Harry by Meghan, particularly. Oh, this is happening in the house. Oh, he has a drinking problem. Oh, this, oh, that. Okay, but the old stuff for Harry, I don't see a problem. It's all out there. Meghan, her entire past is hidden, and nothing but problems back there. There's so much that can come out and damage Meghan. So Piers Morgan made the statement that the Alex Beresford attack, okay, and this is very topical because of the 7 spades. He made the point that the Alex Beresford attack was premeditated. Okay, is there some kind of an organized attack on Piers? Because Piers is worried about this. This is what Piers is worried about. It's not this one thing. He's worried about an organized attack. So was Alex Bareford part of an organized attack that we're going to see more of on against Piers Morgan? Because Piers said this. And Piers is a pretty sharp fella. What do we got? Right on the surface, 8 spades, sickness in his career, the deeply rooted career. So 2 like deep rooting and strength cards, strength and deeply rooted. 19, 25, 7 hearts. He's definitely worried about this. He has enemies. Any body of any substance has enemies in the world. Piers is very aware that he has enemies. He's not going to, give them layups. So that's his concern. He's worried about an organized attack. He's worried about more attacks coming. And people who really just hate Piers, taking this as an opportunity to attack him. And this is the opportunity. They punched him. He got fired. Wow, that's a big deal. Okay, this is where you attack Piers. So they have to attack now if they're really going to get him in the very near future. They really have to come after him now. What's underneath? 10 diamonds and player, karmic relationship, 2 spades, and cross. So people, 2 spades and cross, broken chalice and cross. There are people who just hate Piers. They just can't stand the sight of him. These people would be sugars. Why don't you, how come you hire Piers and how come he's so highly rated? Why don't you hire a transgender lesbian woman of color, to do that job that everybody hates? I mean, why not do that? And they're putting co-hosts up there like that with the other lady who's great. The lady's great, but then they're putting these very woke people with her, and they're getting ratioed, downvoted, ratioed. So there are people who really hate Piers. Player and the 6 hearts and the 10 diamonds are very solid. The player is an event. They're making a play on the very solid event, and there are people who hate him. So the question is, was this an organized attack? Piers is very concerned that this is an organized attack, but he has 6 clubs, he has strength, he has 10 diamonds and 6 diamonds, and 7 clubs. Very, very, very strong cards. Piers has a very strong base as a journalist in his career. I think he's very well respected. I think, the normal schmoes like us, we don't really see behind the scenes, but I think Piers Morgan is very highly regarded. And this is just a play. I don't see an organized attack. Okay, player is just an event. One event, and there are people who hate him. I'm not seeing an organized attack. Player specifically says a one-off. It's a one-off event. Okay, will we see Sharon Osbourne on another show? She's young, she's vigorous, she looks good. I mean, compare Sharon Osbourne to her husband, Ozzy Osbourne. Ozzy Osbourne is almost a vegetable. Compare Sharon Osbourne to Joseph Biden. Sharon Osbourne is functioning at a much higher level. They're almost the same age. Sharon Osbourne is young and vigorous. Will we see Sharon Osbourne on another show, or is this the end for her? We're not going to see her on TV again. She's just like, yeah, I'm 70. I'm going to have a cocktail. Which, that would be a bad move, but she might do it. Is this the end of Sharon Osbourne? Are we going to see some more of her? Ooh, All right, did they get rid of Sharon Osbourne? Woman, Star Bethlehem, Mercury. 28. Okay, 12. Oh, that's interesting. 21, 28, 7 spades. People really like her. This is electronic communication. She has a future in television. And she is working on deals behind the scenes. 7 spades. She is working on deals behind the scenes. She has a very good reputation. People really like her. They want to see her back on television. So behind the scenes, seven spades, she's working on something. Okay, so underneath here, she's manifesting, working with people. She's got the right connections. She's working with people. But here at the end, we have very negative cards. Six spades and the devil. So that would be the capital R claims against her. Oh, you have a bad reputation now. So the bad reputation thing of just simply defending Piers Morgan, she defended him probably because she agrees with him, but they worked together on dancing. What was it? You've got talent. Something's got talent. So-and-so's got talent. So they worked together as judges on America's Got Talent. America's Got Talent. So two British people working on America's Got Talent. That's interesting. Okay, so this bad reputation thing, the public opinion is really a big deal, but I think there's a good chance she's trying to get on something else. And I think the sooner she does get back on television, the better. She's got a good reputation. People like her, but this has really hurt her. This has really hurt her because the executives, the producing executives, are afraid that this is staining her reputation. Interesting read. Okay, so what do we have here? Did Piers make the right decision by refusing to apologize? Yes. He made the much more solid decision, because if he went and apologized, they're going to use that apology against him. It just makes it worse. They're going to use that apology against him forever. Even if it's an insincere apology, yeah, I'm sorry you're so upset. They're still going to use it against him. It doesn't do anything good for him. So that's a lesson for all of us. I think he's going to get through it. He has a strong fan base, and it looks kind of like a one-off. Who is winning the battle of public opinion? And truth be damned, I think Piers is winning this, because look how dark Meghan's cards are. Meghan has a lot more trouble coming in the future. This looks like if Piers gets through this, he's going to be okay. Piers, man, is very worried about a systematic attack on him. He's very... All right, so now we up to Alex Beresford, was this an organized attack? It's a big deal. Player says to me it's a one-off. There are people who vigorously hate Piers, okay, and nothing will change their mind. I mean, 7 Cross is a permanent card. It's a very, very permanent card. So there are people who just can't stand Piers. No matter what he says, no matter what he does, they just can't stand him. But this is a one-off card. So that's what Piers is really worried about. And it came out of his own mouth that he's afraid this is an organized attack. So he's worried about more attacks. That's what he's worried about. And I think that's what Meghan has coming in the future. She has a lot of problems coming up in the future. I don't think she's going to be able to hold this ship together with a little bit of Scotch tape that she's got going there. Okay, will we see Sharon Osbourne on another TV show? She's really working it, and people, there's a good chance, but this really hurt her. So hopefully we will see her on another show soon. Otherwise, she's getting to the age where, maybe she's not going to be able to continue. If it's much longer, she won't get back on television. That's how I see it. I'm Joseph Magi, author of Playing Card Divination, Fortune Telling, The Magi Method. Find the book worldwide on Amazon and Kindle and paperback versions. Find the full color card deck used here on Etsy/Magi Method. Many thanks to the generous folks who bought me a cup of tea. Please feel free to hit that like button. It helps the algorithm. Please subscribe. Please ding the bell. Please share and comment.